everyone, this is Mike from Mike Suit Yourself. Today I want to show you how to unclog a drain, and this would be for a bathroom drain. As you can see, this one should drain a little bit faster than what it's doing right now. Now what you can do is just make sure that this back hole is all the way down. First thing you want to do before you go underneath the sink is just wiggle this so you can get it to drain a little bit better, and rotate it. Sometimes that'll clear whatever it is that's clogging it. And then sometimes you can rotate this, the stopper, and it will come out, and then you can also fish out whatever's in there, whether it's hair or just gook that's down in your drain. And you can do that if possible. You can rotate this, and sometimes this will come out. Just don't do it too hard because you don't want to bend or break any plastic down in there. So if it doesn't come out and you're still having trouble with the drain and it's not draining the way it should, we'll go ahead and go underneath the drain. It's a good idea to put a bowl or something underneath the main drain, because when you take out these parts, you may have water that comes out. So you may need a wrench on this. You want to go ahead and rotate it counterclockwise or clockwise as you're looking at it. And it would just be this piece right behind your sink that you want to take out. And this way you can get your stopper out. And you'll have a ball end comes out. The end of it. That's pretty gross. Alright, then you go back up, and then you should be able to pull your stopper out. Ooh, yuck. You can see a bunch of hair and crud on there. That's pretty nasty. So if you have someone in the family with long hair, that's usually what it is. It's usually a bunch of hair that gets stuck in there where your stopper's at. I can see down into the drain, and it looks pretty clear. But if you still see a bunch of hair, you can fish it out with maybe some needle nose pliers. I've used tweezers to fish hair out of here. They also make it some of the home improvement stores. They make this barb. It looks almost like a zip tie, a white zip tie with barbs on it, and you can just push it down in there and rotate it around, and then just pull it back out, and the barbs will catch any hair that's down in your drain. So that's another tool that you can use to clean out your drain. If you have a auger or a snake, and it's basically metal with a big end on it, and you can push that down your drain. Just be careful, you don't want to damage any of your plumbing pieces. So sometimes you can push that down in there, and it will, just pull it back out, and then it'll clean out your drain also. So if you didn't really see anything on your stopper when you pulled your stopper out or around there, you may have issues down in here, or if you drop a ring or something down your sink and you didn't run the water excessively afterwards, it may be resting down in here. So the best way to get that out would just be to loosen here and loosen this out, and that way you can take this P-trap out and then just dump it out. And what I like to do is take a old toothbrush, and I'll go ahead and clean it out down in here also while I have this piece out. And then usually your ring or whatever you might have dropped down in here, setting in this area right here. And then if you still have problems with your sink draining, it may be where your waste drain is at, back in here. So you may need to take this piece out, and they just unscrew from here and here, and then you can put a snake or something back in here and attempt to clean it out. And also on the behind here, sometimes you'll have a drain clean out. Say if this backs up to the edge of your house, you may have a drain clean out on the other side. So you can also open that up, and a lot of times you can get the clog or whatever it might be out from that side. Okay, say if you have more issues with your drain and it's still not draining after you've cleaned out all the plumbing, and then you've looked into your waste drain and you don't see anything, you may have issues with roots from trees or plants that have actually caved in or crushed some of your plumbing, so they may be squeezing off your drainage. So you want to look around the outside of your house if it butts up to the edge of your house, just to see if you have water leakage. Maybe something underground where you might not see it right away. So you may need, a type of one of those cameras that you can fish into your drain, and just look around to see if you have any issues that way with roots. And then once you have your drain cleaned out, what you'll want to do, if you still have some residual things down in there and you can't fish them out, and you're sure they're not hair or anything too crazy, you can attempt to just flush it down your drain. So what you'll want to do is to go ahead and put this back in here temporarily. Just run some hot water down in there. Clean this off, and like I said, I like to use a old toothbrush, and that will clean this up really well. Old toothbrush, their end broke off, but you could reach it down in there. Just the size a little bit. Clean it up also. And see all the way down in the drain, it looks a lot cleaner. And what you can do, you can either just set this on top. You're just not going to be able to close your drain all the way. But that way you can easily lift this out when you need to. So that is an option, just to set it up there. And then you can pull this up and down. It just won't close, it won't seal it off very well. But I mean, if you never close your drain, it doesn't matter really. Otherwise, you want to loosen this up, and then just make sure that pole lines up with this hole right here. And you can go either way. You can go either this way or this way, and you'll be able to tell when you pull it down, which one's better for you, whether it's this way or this way. So, alright, well, I hope this has been helpful. This has been Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And good luck on your next home or automotive project.